What's going on, people? It's your boy BSG coming at you again with another financial video. Cryptocurrency, foreign exchange, that's what I'm all about. That's how I live. That's how I pay my bills. I do have another business as well, but in terms of my future and my freedom and everything else, it definitely comes down to what we're going to talk about in this video, and that is Forex trading. Now, if you don't know, it's basically trading on currency exchanges. No matter what country you live in, you have a local currency. In the United States, it is the US dollar. In Canada, it's the loonie. Japan, it's the yen. There are many, many different currencies. And what you may not know is, depending on how well that country is doing, how many imports, how many exports, various information that we get, news especially, those currency pairs will go up and down. It's kind of like, I think of it as like a 24/7 Olympics. You have Europe versus the United States. You know what I'm saying? Europe is doing a little bit better. If their numbers were a little bit better this week, or there's some positive news coming out of Europe, then the euro may go up against things like the dollar and the yen. So I can't begin to try to explain, in detail exactly what, currency exchange and Forex is in one video. That would take too long. I am planning on making a course available so that people can learn how to trade. But what I really want to sell to you and what I want you to understand is what Forex trading represents. And what it represents is freedom, okay? I have traded stocks. I'm obviously involved and invested in cryptocurrency, have been in Bitcoin for years. So I have a general idea of the vehicles that are out there for you to make serious money out of stocks and out of cryptocurrency in terms of daily trading, which a lot of people are looking for. I can tell you that day trading stocks is very, very hard. You really need lots of money, over $1 million, to make a significant amount. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe what anybody else is telling you. I know that for a fact. The cryptocurrency market is way, way too young to try to day trade right now. It's just, there isn't enough liquidity, stability, so on and so forth. And you cannot short cryptos. I always find it unbelievable when people say, well, I can short, cryptocurrency. As far as I know, there's no way to short cryptocurrencies. And if there is, let me know. But with Forex, first of all, it is the most liquid type of trading available. The daily volumes are, I think, in the trillions of dollars. I could be wrong about that, but it is more volume in the currency exchange market, the Forex market, than the stock market. Okay, so that means it's easy to get in, easy to get out. With the stocks, you have what's called a pattern day trading rule. That means, among a number of things, that you got to have at least $25,000 in order to day trade stocks. And if you fall below that, you have to bring your account back up to $25,000, or they can freeze your account and so on and so forth. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But with Forex, not that I recommend it because I don't, but you can day trade with $1,000, $5,000 on Forex. Now, personally, I still, for my system that I use, I still recommend that you have at least $25,000. It's just much easier to do it when you have more money. But we'll talk about that also a little bit later. So it's much easier to get into it, number one. Number two, you wouldn't think that, something moving a penny would allow you to make so much money. But the reality is, take the USD JPY, for example. It's currently, this morning it was trading at 106. If USD JPY goes up to 107, there is literally thousands upon thousands of dollars in that 1 cent move. It's broken down as something called pips, okay? And in 1 cent, there is 100 pips. And depending on which currency pair that you use, for example, the Euro USD, and depending on how many units you use, for example, 100,000 units, you can get $10 to $100 per pip. That means if it goes up, 10 pips and you have 100,000 units, you've just made at least $100. All right. I trade with anywhere from 400,000 units to 1 million units at a time. So with 1 million units, if you hit 10 pips, you're making $1,000. Well, like I said, if it moves a penny, that's 100 pips. So you can see how that can add up over time. What I like about it the most, and I know what people are really looking for, it would be, hard to sit up here and pretend that your name, your religion, your race, whether you're a man or a woman, that it doesn't affect your career path. It does, okay? Don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't. Doesn't mean that you can't achieve what you want to achieve, but depending on your name, we live in a very biased society. Depending on what you look like and your religion, it can determine the type of jobs you get. It can determine how fast you rise to the ranks in the corporate world. It can even determine, how much money you're given to start a business. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's 2018. We should be past that, but we're not. That is the reality. What I love about Forex, nobody knows who you are. Okay? I can sit on my computer and I can get on my phone and when I'm trading, my broker or, whoever I'm trading against doesn't know what I look like. They don't know my race. They don't know your religion. They don't know if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes you got on. Sometimes I'm bummy just like I am now. Sometimes I ain't got no shoes on. And you can be anywhere in the world. I've traded at restaurants. I've traded on vacation. I took my wife out for her birthday last week, nice little restaurant. And her and I both were trading while we were at the restaurant. It's that simple. You really, in my experience, you cannot do that with stocks. When I was trading stocks, I had a bunch of screens and I had the TV on. I was watching the TV and I was getting up at 6:30 in the morning trying to find the few stocks out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of stocks that I thought were going to move up or down, and try to get in and figure out which one or two I should get in for that day. Okay, well, with Forex, there are a lot of different currencies, but in reality, you only need to master 2 or 3. You can make money every day of the week, okay? And that's what I love about. There's only about 20 pairs to begin with. Personally, I only trade maybe 3 or 4. I'm really good at trading like 2 of them, and I stick to those. and I make money over and over and over. In fact, right now I'm gonna post some screenshots of trades that I did just today and yesterday, and you can see the type of money that you can make. Okay, so you got me interested. You know, you're talking about all this money you can make, so on and so forth. You know, how do I get involved? Well, as I said, from my personal experience, I believe that you should not trade Forex with any less than $25,000. And I know for a lot of people that's going to be a hindrance, but I'm telling you that if you really focus on making that happen, I believe that you can make that happen. I did not come from money. I've been broke most of my life, you know, and I just figured out a way over years to try to accumulate money, not only for Forex trading, but for my stock trading and my cryptocurrency trading. You know, I always had to try to figure out where to get money from. I have not had a job in 20 years, okay? I've always had a business. I've always run businesses. I've always hustled. I would sell things. I sell cars. I had an eBay account, and I would find, you know, things from a storage locker, or I would find, you know, cheap things on Craigslist, and I would resell them on eBay. You know, I did whatever I could. So, you know, if you are physically able, and I know that there are some people who are not, if you are physically able, there's nothing stopping you from, you know, making the kind of money that you need to start. You can cut grass, you can shovel snow, you can wash cars, you know, you can try to perform services, you know, do hair, you know, walk dogs, babysit, do whatever you have to do to get that 25,000, and you'll be surprised. Now, here's the thing. While you're working your job, while you're in college, while you're at home, you know, being a single parent, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, you can trade Forex with a practice account. This is what I love about this. It's almost like free education, okay? You can go to many Forex websites like oanda.com. They're not sponsoring this video, okay? They need to. There's other sites out there, you know, you can check those out. But once you know, sign up for a practice account, you know, you can trade any time of day. You can learn, you know, there's different free websites out there, but you really want to, just like anything else, you want to get an education. And so right now I am designing an online class. It's not ready yet. It won't be ready for a little while, but the opportunity is there. It has worked for me. What I really like about it, again, being a dad, you know, with my kids, you know, I get to spend way more time with them, especially more than, you know, I had with my mom growing up. You know, she was always working, you know, and many times I was left home, you know, by myself, just being honest, you know, at 8, 9, 10 years old, you know, I was pretty much, you know, on my own. I was cooking, I was doing all that because mom had to work. And, you know, obviously that wasn't the greatest situation, but, you know, a lot of parents are, you know, leaving their tweens at home, or, you know, they need grandma to watch them. And, you know, what if you don't have a babysitter? What if you don't have family? You know what I mean? So being able to make money with Forex trading, you don't have to worry about that. I just love that. And not having someone else control your destiny. You know, I don't care how much money you're making. If you're working a job, you are one decision maker away from not having a job. You are one downsize away. You are one corporate merger away, right? You know, you are one politically incorrect statement away. You piss off the wrong person or whatever, you don't have a job. And being able to control your own income, even if it takes you years to learn it. This generation, if you're a millennial out there, you under 30, I'm telling you right now, there's probably not going to be, a long-term, Medicaid or Medicare plan, or, they're probably going to take that away. And, most people don't work a job for 30 years anymore. Our parents, they got jobs out of high school and college. They work for 30 years. They got a pension and so on and so forth. Those things don't really exist anymore. So you have to learn how to save your own money, as I've talked about on this channel. And then you got to learn how to generate your own money.